When I was in Belo Horizonte, Brazil, I flew back. I had to fly back. I was with my family, my wife, and my oldest, Hannah, and my second oldest, Taylor. We have 5, so with the 3 youngest at home. We were down doing some staff training with Campus Outreach in Brazil. And I was, I'm American, and I need to get out of my ethnocentricity, but for some reason, I just feel more secure on American Airlines. And so we're flying on a Brazilian airline, and I was pleased to see clean airport, technologically advanced planes, newer planes, very clean. So I feel good about this. We got to fly an hour back to Sao Paulo, and then from there back to the States. It's at night. We get on the plane. It's only about an hour flight, and about 20 minutes into it, the plane does a little dive. Now, I don't fly a ton, but I fly probably 6 to 8 times a year. I've never been on a plane that did that to that degree. And it's like now I'm just going to admit I'm a little nervous about flying. I don't freak out. I don't need medicine, but I don't like it. And whenever a plane does something in the air, jerks around, I always look around to see if anybody else is looking nervous. And if they're calm, I'm calm. And so it does this. I'm reading a book, and I just kind of do my thing, looking around. Nobody really seems to be getting too upset. Seems pretty calm. And then we kind of level out a little bit, and then it does it again. Now, this is the feeling of going over the big hill on the roller coaster. You're kind of losing, your stomach's going up. And so now, and then we hold it. Now, we're in a pitch, not like we're going straight down, but we're in a pitch that I've never been on a big airplane. And I don't like airplanes. And my wife and I are kind of cutting our eyes at each other. It's my son Taylor, my daughter Hannah, the aisle, me, my wife. We're looking at each other, and then it holds this dive for a good several minutes. And I'm thinking, I'm starting to do the facts in my head. It's an hour. I've only been up for about 20 minutes. There's mountains in between these 2 cities. Why are we just doing this? Why are we just doing this? And, you start thinking crazy things. Are they asleep? Does we knock on the door? And the flight attendants by this time have jumped they had their carts, and they jump into the seats in the seats there. So they're not clued in. No announcement. And so we hold that there for several minutes, and then bam, the oxygen masks drop. And so now Ken Currie, the nervous flyer, is having a bad day. And so we put the oxygen mask on, and we're holding that there. We're just no announcement. The flight attendants put theirs on, and this holds for several more minutes, and then it just sort of compounds. We start smelling a little bit of a burning smell. It's at night, so now I'm seeing like smoke going by the windows and red lights in that smoke, and I am literally thinking, this looks like it's going to be it. And I just said, Lord, I pray that you will protect Kinsey and Emily and Austin, and I pray that you'll make this fast, whatever is going to happen here. So then, after several more minutes, with nothing over the intercom, we finally kind of pull out of it. And it ends up being loss of cabin pressure. It's a thing that they always say when you're never listening on the plane. In case of a loss of man, then they'll do this. Well, it actually happened on this flight. And now I say all that to make one point. When we got off that plane, I was so glad that we had not crashed. And everything else that seemed to be a big deal at that point had seemed to be a big deal, just wasn't a big deal. Jesus has worked, given himself, taken the debt that sends you to hell, and has nailed it to the cross. And there's just nothing else that can be that big a deal.